Welcome everyone, a great song from Foreigner. Of course, I've written this out. My links are below the video. A very, very heartfelt thank you to everyone that's bought me a, quote, beer. Although I've stopped drinking beer and now it'd be coffee, but same thing. Thank you very much. The song starts out, we're basically going to go through a G6 to start out with. And we'll just be playing the 6th string. All right, we're going to do that for 16 counts before we add the 5th string on the 5th fret. All right, now he's going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 with that 5th added. You can add also the 4th string, it don't matter. He's starting to bring it up. But after he does 4 with the added notes, there's a slight pause. It's a 1 and then he comes in. Let me do the very last count. We'll do 4 3s and then 4 3s added on. So again, it's just, you'll hear the bass go on, so it's a little kludgy, but if you listen real hard, you will hear the guitar stop, and then he comes in, just instead of playing a G chord here, take your fingers down and use your pinky on the 3rd string and the 5th fret. And we're going to lift that up from this. If we were playing a G chord, that would be the 4th note in the scale. All right, so this would be a G sus4, and then we're lifting it up to a G chord. All right, and then we go to a C, and then we're going to add the suspended 4th on the C by putting our pinky down on the 2nd string on the 6th fret. So it's a hit, kind of a pause, and then another hit, then 2 hits with our pinky down. So, but after that, then just 2 hits on the G. So again, it's a different rhythm, but it's cool. It works really well once you get that down. So then we move up to a D chord, and we're going to palm mute that 5th string, and we're going to hit the chord and then add our pinky down for that sus4 and hit that 3 more times. Take it off. So, all right, so that is the intro. Now we move into the verse. Okay, for the verse, what we're going to be using is a G chord. We're going to go to an F sus2. So that will be, we're not going to cover the root note on the F. We're just going to use the 5th and 4th string at the 3rd fret, leave that 3rd string open, all right, and cover the 1st and 2nd string at the 1st fret, and then a C. All right, so for the verse, what he does is a down, up, and then hit the chord. And then we're going to do that, so that's a G, then we're going to do that with our F sus2. And then we just hit our C twice. All right, so he's setting up to come back to the G. All right, so we have this. All right, that G that he sets up to is just slightly longer than all the other Gs. All right, so again, now what he does is he's going to hit the bottom half of the chord, let's say the 6th, 5th, and 4th, and then hit the top half. So it's a down on the bottom half and up on the top half of the chord. And then our F sus2 to C. All right, so up to that point, repeats. So to finish out the measure, all right, we're 3/4 of the way through. We're going to repeat the slightly longer G to our bottom and top half, back to F sus2, and then C twice. Then we come right back around. So again, I've written that out. We're into the pre-chorus. Pre-chorus, we're going to go C to D, C. We're going to hit C, slide up to D, hit D, then come back to C, slide up to D. And it happens pretty quick. It's almost like he's sliding back and forth, but there's only a couple slides. Then he comes up to an F, back to C. The second time through, we're going to change it up and go to an E instead of the F. Now back to the F. Now this last time, what we're doing is just referencing the F to D. So we'll just be using the 4th and 3rd string 10 to 7. Then we move to the same strings. We'll go from 3rd to open. And we're back into our... Now when we come back, we're not hitting the root note twice. This kind of takes that space. All right, so we come back with... All right, and then we go back through the verse. Now the verse sounds a little odd because the keyboard does a little thing, but we continue on just like we have with the first verse. All right, so we have that down where that's verse 2. Then we go into another pre-chorus just like we've done, and then another chorus. All right, after that chorus, there is the first solo. Now there is, during the second verse, some licks. I will cover the licks and the solo afterwards. I like to do the rhythm and then go to the solos at the end. So the next rhythm part is the actual solo. So the rhythm for the solo is what we do for the verse. All right, so So that is the solo rhythm, and then out of that they come back into a pre-chorus. All right, after that pre-chorus, then we are into chorus 3, which again is just like everything we've learned. Then we're into the outro. They're just... And then you'll hear them come up to the D. So that outro is just maybe another half measure longer with that rhythm coming into the D. But again, just you'll hear him fading out, and then he fades out on that D and suspended fourth. Okay, the first lick you'll hear in verse 2 is really a pedal steel type lick. Sound like this. Alright, so he's going to bend that second fret of the third string up. You might want to use your first finger to help it, because then you're going to grab the third fret of the first string. And then he's going to bend that second fret of the third string 2 more times. The next time he hits that third string, we're going to bend it up, hit it while it's bent, and then hit it again to release and pull off to open. And then we come to the fourth string and hit the second fret and pull that off to open. So the whole thing. The next lick, pretty simple. We come up to the 12th position. We're going to hit 15 on the second string with a bend, release, and pull off to 12 and slide off. All right, the next one's a little different. What we're going to do is the third string, we're going to pre-bend the 14th fret. Strike that with a slow release. And then he'll do this lick. Alright, so what we're doing is use your ring finger. We're going to slide on the 5th string 3 to 5, catch 3 on the 4th string to open on the 3rd string. Then we're going to go to the 2nd fret. Again, you can use your middle finger if you want, or I use my first. We're going to hit 2 with a bend and release, and then another bend and release without striking it that pulls off to open. Then we come to the 4th string and pull off from 3 to open. The solo, like I said, it sounds very off the cuff, but very memorable. So the first measure will start like this. On the first fret of the 6th string with a bend and a slight release, and then bend again. He holds that, and then he comes up to 5 with a slow bend and release. Then we hit 3rd fret of that 3rd string to 5 with some vibrato. Then we're going to do another kind of a steel lick bend. We're going to hit the 3rd string and 2nd string together from the 5th and then 6th string respectively. Then while it's ringing, we're going to hit it again and release it, and then catch 2 on the 3rd string to 5 on the 4th. Then we're going to come back after that 5 has some vibrato, hitting 5 again to 3 with a bend. And then we're going to move up the scale. Like I said, we're going to hit 5 twice on the 3rd string and then slide up to 7. Then we're going to come to the 2nd string, hit 6, slid up to 8, and then 8 again. Then to 6 on the 1st string with a bend. And then 8 to 6, landing on 8 on the 2nd string. And then we hit 8 again, and as we hit it, we kind of slide off and pull off to open. It's real quick. You just pull off, it's fine. All right, and then he comes up to here, the second position. So that's the first measure. And then he comes up to the 12th position. All right, so what we're doing is catching 12 on the second string to 15 on the first string, pulled off to 12 on the first. Again, on the first fret of the sixth string with a bend and a slight release, and then bend again. He holds that, and then he comes up to 5 with a slow bend and release. Then we hit third fret of that third string to 5 with some vibrato. Then we're going to do another kind of a steel lick bend. We're going to hit the third string and second string together from the fifth and then sixth string respectively. Then while it's ringing, we're going to hit it again and release it, and then catch 2 on the third string to 5 on the fourth. Then we're going to come back after that 5 has some vibrato, hitting 5 again to 3 with a bend. And then we're going to move up the scale. Like I said, we're going to hit 5 twice on the third string and then slide up to 7. Then we're going to come to the second string, hit 6, slid up to 8, and then 8 again. Then to 6 on the first string with a bend. And then 8 to 6, landing on 8 on the second string. And then we hit 8 again, and as we hit it, we kind of slide off and pull off to open. It's real quick. You just pull off, it's fine. All right, and then he comes up to here, the second position. So that's the first measure, and then he comes up to the 12th position. All right, so what we're doing is catching 12 on the second string to 15 on the first string, pulled off to 12 on the first. Again. Then we go 12 to 15 with a bend. Then hit 12 to 15 unbent. And then we come to 14, strike it on the third string with a bend, release, and pull off to 12. All right, so all together. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're sliding into 15 from the 14th fret of the third and fourth string, and then pulling off to open. Then we come back to 12 on those strings. This will be just on the third and fourth string. 12 pulled off to open, and then hit open again. And we're going to do that a total of, let's say, 5 times. And the way I've written it out is the first time through, normal print, then I bolded it so you know it's the second. Third time's normal, fourth time's a little bolded, and then we have the fifth time, which would be normal, but slightly different. So it'll sound like this. All right, that's 4. We'll just do 4, and then what we're going to do is slide up, pull off, and then we're not going to hit the open again. Then we're going to hit 12 and open. Then we come back to this G chord. We're going to hit, it sounds to me like he's just doing the second string, but you could also do the fourth string at 14, but I think it's just the second string at 13. That's how I wrote it out. All right, so we have this. Okay, that kind of ends this different part. So the next half of the lick will sound like this. We're bending up that third string as we strike that, and the second string at 15. Third string at 14, but we want to cover also the first string because we're going to be hitting that also. It's a very country lick. All right, so we bend it up. We're going to hit 15 on the first string and then 15 on the second string. Then we're going to hit those 2 that are bent with a slow release. As we get down, we're going to hit 15 again on the first string. and then bend 14 and 15 on the third and second with a release. Then we're going to catch 12 on the third and second. So all together to the 12. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we come to 14 on the fourth string, then to 12 on the fifth. That 12 is slid off, and then you'll hear them just again coming up basically almost to about the 18th fret or so on the sixth string, and slid down and then eventually hitting open. So we have last measure of the solo sound like this. Alright, so what we're doing is at this 12th position, we're going to be on the third string with a slow bend at 14, and then we'll release it. Then what we do is go to the 12th fret of the second string to 15, slight bend and a little bit of vibrato before we slide it up to 17. So we're going the same note, but what he does when he slides up, he's hitting the 15th note, or 15th fret of the first string. It almost sounds like it's deadened or a pinch harmonic. It's really strange. And then we go to 16 on the third string. All right, so we have this so far. Then we come to the second fret. We're going to finish this off here at the first position. We're going to hit open and trill, or hammer into the second fret about, I don't know, 16 times. And then we're going to grab the second fret and then bend that, release it, pull off to open, and then grab a 3 to finish off on the fifth string. Alright, that is the solo. So I hope that helps you. I know my notes will definitely slow it down and go through it. So enjoy.